Okay, we're working now. All right. Hello, everybody. We're live on YouTube and TikTok. All right. Got people popping up. How's everybody doing tonight? Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Okay, we got, let's see. Who all is doing this while you're supposed to be working? Hi, everybody. It is very hot in here. This is my house. I'm very ashamed. Yeah, this is my night shift, my second job. Hello, Wisconsin. Playoffs. What's that? Football? Should be sleeping. I should be sleeping too. Especially we got this new pup and it is keeping me up. I don't think anybody is on YouTube. 0 viewers. Big Mark, huge fan. How's it going? I appreciate it, man. Definitely should be sleeping. I don't ever watch football. I watch my kid play football and that's it. Oh, you're on call. Well, then you can't sleep, can you? Have I ever had a doc tell me not to chart something? No. I wouldn't. I'm too scared not to play by the rules. Thank you, Jennifer Lee. I appreciate that. Still doing home health, Crystal? Crystal's my boss's name at Home Health. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that. Hey, we got 24 people over here on TikTok. We got nobody on YouTube. YouTube is hard, man. Crystal, your boss's name is Crystal? Ah, that's funny. Who was that said usually the doctors the opposite and they say chart that they didn't wait. Chart what they didn't do. Yes, say they did do something they didn't do. Goodness gracious, I can't talk. Oh, hey, Fluffy Flufferman. Thanks for coming on. TikTok's pretty active on the lives. Not so much on YouTube, but that's okay. Maybe we'll get there. Fluffy Flufferman, you're the number one on here. Thanks for hopping on. We're 4 minutes in and you're the first person. Crystal, you do home health too? That's cool. It's the best. Yeah, if somebody who's telling y'all not to chart stuff. Working telly right now. That's cool. At least you get to sit, right? Always one. I'm a nurse too. If you're not a nurse, tell me what you do. Got an LPN, wanting to get my BSN, but terrified of home health. What do you recommend? Why are you terrified of home health? Monitor tech. Oh, EMT. Chad the dad. I think I've seen you on there before. I'd be terrified to be an EMT. Hey, thank you for that. Big Mark, you're the man. That's awesome. Yeah, look at that mustache. It looks nice. But I can't fit a cowboy hat. My head's too big, so I appreciate that. It's the first time that'll happen. Two hat and mustaches. Big Mark. I'll tell you what. I'll follow you back, man. Rapid response nurse here. Got the night off. Good for you. Is Janet real? Hey, we're only 4 minutes in. Somebody's already asked about that. So I'll tell you. Nursing school rotation you got bit by an old lady's dog and so many hoarder houses. Word, yeah. Hoarder houses. And I'll tell you a dog bite story too. What was I just about to talk about? Epic Analyst. Hey, that's cool. I know somebody that did that. She got kind of sick when she was pregnant and had to do that. Lab tech. Sending back your hemolyzed samples. Okay, is Janet real? Janet is based on... Don't tell anybody about this. Janet is based on two different people. Neither one of them were named Janet, obviously. And for legal purposes. No, Janet is kind of based on two different people. And one of them was a lady who just gave everybody a hard time for everything. And I remember when she wrote down a list of everything I did wrong and gave it back to me the next morning. And I came in and she's just sitting there waiting for me. You know, she's just one of these just like, you know, waiting. Maybe I was like 2 minutes late or something like that. Hands me a list and she goes, hey, here's some things for you to go over that you did wrong last night. I was like, okay. You know, and she was just kind of like, she's acting like she was my boss. You know, there's people that just do more than they have to do. And then she also trained techs, and she would get techs to quit. Like they were doing this like group training thing, and she was training new techs, and it was like nursing school. Like only half of them would make it through the training with her. It was ridiculous. She was very mean, very rude, and was kind of nasty, just like kind of gross all around. The other lady who I based Janet on, it's just she rubbed me wrong a couple ways, but she's all the funny parts of Janet that I bring in. One time I was just being nice and I bought her lunch, and she said, you know, she was like, you guys are ordering. She's like, you know, I just don't have enough money right now. You know, things aren't going so well. And I was like, hey, I got you, you know, and I bought her lunch for her. And, you know, didn't even think of it. I was just trying to be nice. Not even a charge. So I gave the right. And then it was the next night, and she had bought pizza, and she had bought it was just like a medium pizza or something like that. And I walk up, and I know this is petty and stupid, but I walk up and I see the pizza, and I was like, hey, cool. I'm not gonna say anything. Can I grab a slice of that pizza? And it was like a Seinfeld episode. She like closed the box and she was like, mm-mm. And I was like, for real? Okay. And that was just one of many, many things. It's just one of those people that don't mind telling you. She was one of those people, like, you know, she didn't hold anything back. She'd be like, oh, you know, you got to keep working on this. You got to keep, you know, just wasn't nice in the slightest bit. And it's one of those people that didn't realize that everybody didn't care for them, and they just kept going on their way. Either they didn't care or they didn't realize it. And that's why, people say if you don't have a Janet where you work, then you probably are Janet. Yeah. All right. Next question was, or not next question. It is so hot in here. I'm about to start sweating. I'm getting dry mouth. Okay. There's a lot of interactions. Okay. Home health when it comes to the hoarders. I just had one of the worst hoarders I've ever seen in my entire life. If you can't get through stuff without, well, if is dealing with a nurse like that part of initiation for nursing, it's bound to be. There's a Janet in every workplace. It seems like your first couple of years of nursing are initiation anyway. Thank you, Yena. So I'm saying that right, Miss Forbes there. So if you can't get around a house without touching stuff, that's the worst. Like you have to rub up against things. I gowned up in a hoarder's house one time, not for any reason. There was no, no infection, no nothing like that, no infestation. I just went ahead and gowned up just because I knew I was going to be touching stuff, and it worked out perfectly because when I went in the house, I found the lady on the ground, so I had to get all up on her and pick her up. And she was like, "Oh, when this happens, we just call the fire department and they come." It was like a routine thing. She falls. Her husband was too weak to pick her up, and she falls, and the fire department just comes and get her. They've had to get her off the toilet before, or like beside the toilet or something like that. Pretty sad, actually. But I just went in there and swooped her up. Luckily, I was all gowned up. I saw a hoarding patient. We were warned that it was unsafe and she needed 2 exits. That's correct. It's a fire risk. That kind of house makes me itch and sneeze. Oh my goodness, yeah. I do get a lot of houses. Hey, thank you for the gift there. I appreciate that. I've seen some very bad houses. The worst house I ever saw in my entire life. 100. Fluffy, you're awesome. You're the only person over here just chilling with me. Oh, actually, there's 4 people on YouTube now. Hey, how y'all doing? Worst house I've ever seen in my entire life was when I did far before nursing. I was a teenager and I was probably like 13 or something, 14. And I was helping a guy clean out a house and he was paying me for it. And it was pretty cool. I was like buying, whatever CDs or posters for my room, teenager stuff. And this house, it was a pretty nice house. It was in Midtown Tulsa. Probably be worth $350,000 these days. And it was 2-story. He was taking all the stuff out of it and selling it. I guess the lady that lived there got really sick. A house with 100 cats. I've seen 50 cats. You had a house condemned one time? That's wild. Well, this house would have been condemned. So I'll get real quick into what it was. It had mummified cats, like more than one, underneath the bed. Cats that who knows what happened to, but they either got smushed or died of natural causes or something. But we found one under the bed. We found one under there was construction in the house that was like under the sink. And the lady was not doing well, and she had a claw toilet, like it was like a real old toilet. It stood up off the floor, and had the claw legs, whatever you call it, claw leg toilet. That's a good band name. And it was completely filled with bowel movements. Yeah, poor kitties, I know. And so the dude that I was helping clean that house, he took that tub, we emptied it all out. I mean, this was just like, this house was big dumpster truck after big dumpster truck after big dumpster truck. It was wild. And we cleaned out we cleaned out the toilet, or not the toilet, we cleaned out that big clawfoot tub, which was, I guess, really nice. Cleaned it up, and then he sold it to some TU, University of Tulsa students. And I'm like, dude, you sold the crap toilet, or it's a crap tub to those people? And he did. He sold it to him for like $250. You can see here, Chad the dad. Yeah. I mean, that's unfortunately common. I haven't seen one in a while, thank God, but I got a flash goal. It was filled to the brim. Absolutely. And it was like, you could tell it was toilet paper, poop, toilet paper, poop, toilet paper, poop. Who's buying that? I don't know. These rich kids over at TU. TU's got a really good nursing program, by the way. It's a good school. They beat OSU not too long ago. And I think that was part of Gundy moving on. Okay. And getting bit by a dog. I've been bit by a couple Chihuahuas. No big deal. One I didn't even see. It was in this lady's lap. Had no idea it was even there. I was going to take her blood pressure, and it popped up and bit me. And that was okay. It didn't even have any teeth. It had nubs, you know how Chihuahuas are. And there was one time I went to a really nice house, and it was like this multi-family house. The people they were from Guatemala or something like that, Spanish speaking, and really awesome people. Like, I think that it was like 2 or 3 different families, and it was basically 2 houses with a like covered driveway with a bunch of cars, old scraggly lap dogs. This dog was scraggly. And to get to this house, it was way out in dirt road. My wife keeps wanting me to get my car washed. I'm like, there's no point, because I'm going down a dirt road tomorrow or 3. I'm about to start sweating in here. It's so hot. There's a vent right there. And so I'm walking up to this house, and I'd never been there before. And there's dogs running all over. It's a big property. Really cool house. And I'm walking up, and it's pretty hot in here. I'm about to take this sweater off. I don't know why I'm wearing it. Sorry, I keep getting off track. Okay, so I'm walking up to this house. There's like dogs running all over the place. There's chickens running all over the place. It's like a pretty cool, like, rural area, real nice house. So it's got the Spanish tile and stuff out there. It's awesome looking house. Looks like a drug dealer lives there. Drug lord kind of guy. And so I walk up. There's a kid outside, and he's like playing with a remote control car. And he's like, you're looking for him. He's over there at the last door over there on the other side of the house. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm walking over, and it's probably like a 2-minute walk just to get to the door from my car, and a lot of property and stuff. And I'm walking. I'm about to step up the 2 little steps to get up to the door. And then I feel something just whack me in the back of the leg. And I turn around, and it's a dog that's just about, like right there. Like, I barely even have to look down, and my heart just starts pounding. I'm like, this dog is like a Great Pyrenees. This dog is enormous, and he's just like gnarly around the jowl, and he's drooling, and he's just like looking at me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this dog, I think he's going to bite me again. And he had bit me in the back of the leg. And then the guy opens the door, and he's like, hey. And I'm like, hey, that dog just bit me. And he goes, oh, yeah, he does that. And that was it. And I was like, okay. And so I go in, and then like later I look at my leg, and there's just one little red line. It didn't really break the skin or do anything. I had a nurse I worked with at urgent care tell me about a guy who came to be seen and had a pool noodle up his butt. He came on a bicycle. That sounds like Midtown Tulsa too. Hey, I've asked you to stop texting me. I told you from the beginning it was one night only. Dildo. I don't think your name is really Dildo. Maybe Bildo. You might have spelled it wrong. Oh, he don't bite. Oh, I don't. I got too many things going on, man. Sorry. Trying to co-host here. Southwestern PA, close enough. Let's see here. Yeah, it is really hot in here, but I like this hoodie. Okay, let's see. Something, something, another prize there. Thank you. Have you ever worked in peds? No. I wanted to before I had kids. After I've had kids, it would be too, I don't know, I'd have too much like sympathy, and I can't help but put my, you know, I can't help but imagine my kids in Pittsburgh, PA here. Hello. I bet it is tough. So one time I did it in school, and it was so crazy. So I have a son who has autism. My oldest son has autism, Camden. He's doing pretty well. Um, yeah, if you, it's like a kid with the same age, same size. I know. Yeah, you cried a lot, Kelly. I probably would too. I'm telling you. Um, I remember getting a patient with autism, and like the second I heard he had autism and he was nonverbal and stuff, because my kid used to be nonverbal. Hello. Um, and you're just like, I don't want that. I don't want that patient. It's going to be too hard. But I remember in nursing school, I took a patient, I took a kid. He was like, gosh, 5 or 6 or something like that, and worked with developmentally disabled. It's humbling, yeah. Um, anyway, I worked with this kid, and his mom's like leaving as we come in there, and she's begging, "Can you guys watch him? His grandma's going to be here in a little while." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I remember this kid was just this big old boy, and he was like a, f- uh, you would have guessed he was 12 or something, and he was like 6. It was pretty wild. Big kid. All he wanted to do was eat and drink juice and stuff. And I think the only words he could say was like juice. And I had no idea what autism was back then. But after knowing, and after Camden and everything, I'm pretty sure this kid had autism. But his mom said, his grandma will be here in a little while. And I was like, to talk to my professor, I'm like, I'm going to sit here with this kid for a little while. And she's like, yeah. And so I did that, and we kind of just like played with the phone. And eventually he pulled the phone off the wall. I remember that. And his grandma never came. So I sat with this kid the entire time we were there, whatever, like 4, 5, 6 hours, just sat there with that kid. And now I know that kid had autism. And so that was just a situation. I'll never forget that. But yeah, man, after having kids, it changes your life. You can't, I can't do a lot of stuff. I can't watch scary movies anymore, because those always end up being about, you know, kids, dead little kids, something. I can watch, if it's not as realistic, like I love Welcome to Derry. That's my favorite show right now. And I've watched it twice already. So I guess until there's a new season, it's not my favorite show anymore, because I'm not going to watch it. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to scroll on the wrong thing. All right, what else is going on? Anybody else here that's not a nurse? What do you do? I'll tell you what, if I am sweating, um, hello, hello, hello. All right, hey, we got 10 people on YouTube. I am pumped. 58 people on TikTok. Social work all day. Hey, Randy, that's good stuff, man. You help out a lot of people. Before I was a nurse, I was a CNA and a bartender. Yeah, I was a CNA and a pizza delivery man, and I not delivered. I worked at the garden department in Lowe's. That was awesome. I just sat outside sweating all day. I sweat a lot. You would think I loved sweating as much as I sweat, but I don't. I hate it. I remember one time, so I get this thing like I'll sweat because I'm just a little bit hot. And then I'll notice people notice I'm sweating, and I will start getting nervous, and I'll start sweating more. And I remember it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and this surgeon comes in. No, I don't live in Iowa. I wish I did if it's nice and cold. It's actually kind of cold here, but we've been very unseasonably warm. Um, anyway, 6 o'clock in the morning, and the surgeon comes in and he's like, "Hey, whoever's the nurse for this room, I need you to come help me put on the stunt protector for this guy who just had his amputation done, his below the knee amputation." And so we go in there and we you know, wash it, do all the stuff, start putting the stunt protector on. If you haven't put a stunt protector on, it's one of the hardest things ever. It's like full force, like it's tough because it's super tight. Um, somebody called a code on you because you're sweating. Anyway, that's what I'm worried about. People are going to be like, "What's wrong with this guy?" I just got overactive sweat glands. My kids do the same thing. I just watch them sweat. You'll go outside and all the kids are playing, and it's like dry, dry, dry. Then there's my boy Connor, who's just pouring sweat. Anyway, so me and this doctor, and he's like a young, handsome fella, you know, look cool dude, nice, you know, uh, young guy. I don't know, whatever. And we're trying to put this stunt protector on, and it probably took us 5-10 minutes to get this thing on. And the guy's just like kind of trying to push and he can't get it. And he's like apologizing. And I am dripping, pouring sweat. Like I can see it hitting the bed. And I'm like, this doctor's going to think I'm dying. And I look over to the doctor and he's pouring sweat too. And I was like, all right, you know, I hate sweating. And I do like it a little bit more if there's somebody else sweating with me, you know, just makes me feel better. Um, let's see. Anybody got any questions for me about anything? I don't know. Not an RN, work in the lab, specifically microbiology, poop, pus, pee, PCR, parasites. Oh, you got all of them there. Um, my, my, I was a microbiology major before nursing, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. And that I remember the guy at OSU was like, you know, you're going to end up going and getting a PhD, and you're never going to be able to pay off your student loans. And I was like, cool. I wanted to be a crocodile hunter. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to discover new species, and I don't know. I wanted to be a wild man. I worked at AT&T. I sold cell phones for 7 years. I was in college for about 5.5, 6 years, and I was working at AT&T that whole time. How long we been on here? We got 72 people total. Hey, you guys are awesome. Is this still working over here? If you guys are on YouTube, say something. Let me know you're working. I got all this stuff going on. I learned I'm 40, man. I'm getting old. RN bedside nursing is rough for the newbies. It sure is. Hey, Charlie's mom, Rhonda. Working stunt protector. Is that the technical term? That is. If you could wake up tomorrow and do anything, what would I do? I would do what got me into nursing. My wife. Okay, I can tell you about that. If I wake up tomorrow and I could do anything, what would I do? I'm going to try to answer this real. Let's see. That's a big question. My wife is the one that told me I should be a nurse. She said I had good bedside manner. First, she said I should be a doctor, and I said I don't want to do that. That sounds terrible. Trauma flight nurse for 28 years. Jeez, that's tough. And she said I should be a nurse, and I watched some YouTube videos, and I remember one making me cry, and I was like, oh, maybe I could do that. And I had thought about working with kids at that time. 40 isn't old. Did I say 40 is old? Well, you know, I still do home health. If I could wake up tomorrow and be anything, do anything I wanted, I mean, I would definitely want to do something where social media where I talk. I would want to be, I know what I want to do. I would want to be one of those dudes, kind of like Mr. Beast, kind of like, oh, what's his name? The guys, you know, or like Big Doss. I want to go out and I want to surprise people with gifts, and I want to, pay for people's houses. And, that guy, what's his name? Juan, he pops up at the door and he's like, "Hey, how much is your rent here?" And he's just like, here's your rent for the next couple of months. I want to do that so bad. I work with a company, Stink Balm, um, and they're awesome. It's a nurse made company, and they sell. I mean, where's my stuff at? I got my Stink Balm stuff over here somewhere. Um, I got these stink bombs all over the car. Uh, it's just it looks like chapstick. You put it on your nose and it covers up smells. It's an awesome idea. And it really smells great. And you get addicted to it actually. But, I've thought about that. I thought about asking them if they want me to go out and, like give gifts, go out, show people stink balm like in public. Cause I'd like to do that. I would like to, uh, I don't know, make people's dreams come true. I want to be a model. Yeah. Let's see. Oops. So what I got going on here, this is the phone, and then I have a microphone, wireless microphone hooked up, and it's actually connected right here on the back of the big microphone hooked up into the computer hooked up into a 4K cam link thing, which is hooked up to the big camera over there. Got it all figured out. If you guys remember my first couple lives, I was trying to get it to work while I was doing it. I thank you, Kelly. I don't know that. I hope I answered that question. But that is what I would want to do, and that is what I could do someday if you guys would all like and subscribe and do all that good stuff. Okay. All right. I said I was going to do this for about 30 minutes, and I got to go to sleep. Probably got to go let the new pup out. If you guys follow here on TikTok, on YouTube, please, YouTube. I'm struggling to get people to subscribe. It always says, this many people liked your video or whatever, and it's like the very low percentage of these people follow you. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it. Yes, puppy pictures. So I do that stuff on Facebook, and I know you're not supposed to mention all the different things on each service or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to start doing this live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and you can go and you can rewatch this on YouTube if you want to. And I just posted a new TikTok short earlier. I posted a TikTok earlier. I posted a YouTube short earlier, and I posted a reel on Facebook. Yeah, it's confusing, right? I am 40, but man, I'm doing good with the technology. That's the oldest thing you can say is I'm doing good with the technology. All right. Thank you guys. I really, really appreciate everything. All the people giving gifts, all the people just watching. It's really hard to sit here and talk in front of a camera by yourself, especially with the heater on, but I'll be back. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. All of y'all that are working, have a great shift, and I'll see you tomorrow. Go play with your kids. Thank you. Love you. Don't forget to go to stinkbombmotorblocker.com.